I may have to take a second before I can even talk. I was so scared.
I'm here with Greg Gifford at Search Lab Digital, and we're being very serious and having a very serious conversation about local SEO on Brighton Pier's very own horror hotel. We're going to enter the ghost train station. Are you scared?
I'm gonna share some scary, awesome tips, is what it's gonna be.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Scary awesome. Right, well, if we've got our tickets from the kiosk, we'll head in. We're not allowed on the ride. We're not allowed to film on the ride. What are we going to do? We're going to be creative. We're going to think of something. We're going to be powerhouse SEO people.
I know what we
and
should do.
Solve the problem.
I know exactly what we're gonna do.
Greg's got it.
I know exactly what we're gonna do. Hang tight.
So, Greg, your talk at Brighton SEO is all about link building. What would you say is like your number one tip for anyone building links in 2023?
Yeah, so the most important part about local link building is just to get involved in the local community and do all of the old school grassroots marketing stuff that people used to do before we had the internet. And that's going to lead to the best natural links that are really powerful and locally relevant.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg.
What if we go back without the gimbal and you just hold the microphone under your arm?
Or don't even
Just
use
use the microphone.
Yeah, just use iPhone mic.
Guerrilla style.
Because then we could at least get the reaction
think,
shots
yeah.
bit to be goofy, and you could
Yeah,
cut that in
true.
as B-roll stuff between the stuff.
Ready for the drop? So we've just been on the absolutely terrifying haunted hotel.
I may have to take a second before I can even talk. I was so scared.
I mean, I have high blood pressure. I probably shouldn't have gone on that, but here we
Yeah.
are. We survived. We made it. And we've talked local SEO. Let's talk horror. So, Greg, in your honest opinion as a horror aficionado, which is the single greatest horror film ever made? We weren't expecting this, guys.
Terrifier 2, by far, bar none, best horror film ever made in the history of horror films.
And that's a fairly recent one.
It came out last year,
Yes.
so 6 months ago, maybe.
How does a film released 6 months ago, beat out decades of horror films?
It has an incredibly engrossed story, really awesome mythology. It's unbelievably gory.
On the flip side, is there a horror film that you feel should never have been made?
We've been on a horror kick lately, so we've been watching a lot of stuff. They remade Children of the Corn. It was pretty horrendous, but
Not in a good way.
no, it was just not scary, not good.
Yeah. Did you watch The Last of Us?
Oh, of course I did.
What did you think?
It was amazing. Did you play the game?
Yeah.
So I had never played the game.
Oh man.
And then
Okay.
the first episode came out, and I'm like, wow, this is stellar. So I sat down to play the game, and I was not too far into it. My little girl came in and started watching, and she was like, oh. And so then she decided that she was enthralled in this game too.
Uh-huh.
So she played with me every time I played, and she was my zombie spotter. So she would tell me,
Amazing.
oh, there's a guy, or there's a clicker. Oh, I hear a clicker. So it was really fun. So we had
Your own
this kind
personal
of
Ellie.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so she was watching the show as well after that, because then we were ahead of the show, so every week we knew what was
Right.
about to happen, and it followed the game so closely. It was really fun for us because my wife had no idea what was going on,
Yeah.
and we're sitting there going, oh, it's about to happen.
Can you describe or summarize your talk today in about 30 seconds for us?
So basically in the talk, I start off by talking about that very thing of getting involved in the community, and then I share several different tactics for building awesome local links, and then I move on and actually talk about link building processes, because most link building talks only talk about tactics or strategies and not what you actually need to do to build the links. And so I spend the last half of the presentation sharing how to have a successful process behind your link building campaign so that you're more successful.
Amazing. And do you have any tips for agency owners out there?
Yeah, I mean, for agency owners, it's all about process. The only way that you can scale and grow is if you have documented processes that are really solid and everyone knows and follows the processes. If you just kind of fly by night, it's just not going to work when you start to scale.
Amazing. Thanks for your time, Greg.
Sure.